Hey everybody, Billy from Mutation Creation. I'm doing things a little old school. I'm using my cell phone to record this. All last week's been very stressful for me. I did come in early Saturday morning, and many of you know I posted a video. I brought my camcorder in and I filmed, and I did, I think it was a 15 or 20 minute video on, what happened with the FedEx package and the animals, and an update on there. And of course, my between the move and the stress and everything else going on, I forgot to turn on the sound. So you got 15 minutes of me. It's just another thing that the stress and everything that has gone on is just, I don't know, I'm not thinking clearly. I was going to come in yesterday, which was Sunday, and film, but of course I forgot my camcorder at the new facility. It's just one thing after another, so I figured yesterday I didn't even come into either facility. I just took a break, just mentally. Got a few things done. Wasn't really even a part of social media. I just took a break away from everything. That being said, I was in Saturday evening before to check up on the animals, and I'll show you here in this update how they're doing. But I just really, with everything going on with the move and the stress of shipping and what the ordeal I went through last week, I just needed a day. And of course today I show up here to do the video, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to go get the camera first at the old facility. So I'm just doing it here on this. It's pretty good. It should be good. I did most of my videos before I got the camcorder or the setup. So I'm just going to run with it here. So first, before we show you the animals, all of them are alive, thank God. Some aren't doing as good as they should be. I did take the video down, as many of you have seen. No one forced me to take it down. I film and I shoot and I show all the sides of this industry, this hobby, this business, good and bad. And that was definitely bad. That was the worst thing I have shown in a long time. But stuff like this does happen, and it probably will happen. The thing is we hopefully can make things better. I don't want to bash FedEx. I'm upset with them, very upset. I think things could have been handled much differently. I know right now I have shipments that are actually supposed to go out today. I'm not even shipping them. Here in Mississauga is the hub here for FedEx. And anything's getting shipped goes to that hub, and it's sitting for a day or two before they can ship because there's the volume, that they're so busy. I just wish they wouldn't be accepting animals knowing this, or have a different procedure with live animals so that they're not sitting for 2 days. I know they're busy, but these animals can't be sitting in a box somewhere for a few days before they get shipped. People are getting their animals 4 or 5 days later, and knowing firsthand, it's gut-wrenching. It's worrying about them. I worry about my animals being shipped, or the animals that I ship to customers that I know that are being shipped next day. That feeling of shipping isn't a good feeling. You want to make sure that they're there, and once they're there, it's like, oh, thank God. Knowing that 2 days and 3 days and 4 days and 5 days, I know there's a few people that have been posting like their concerns, and I know Sam and them from Reptile Express are doing what they can behind the scenes, but there's just so much people can do, and it's stressful, and I don't want anybody to go through even half the stress that I went through. And in the comments, people are like, oh, well, it wasn't packed properly. Let me just show you that. So hopefully you can see this. So this is one of the boxes. This is the very first one I opened. They're all packed the same by the same people. Brian over at MBK Reptiles and Mirdo Importations. So styrofoam. Okay, styrofoam box inside of a cardboard box like normal. They go above and beyond. And so the way they pack it, crumpled paper. I'm going to pull these out. These are the heat packs where people were like, oh, they should have had heat packs. Of course there was heat packs. Like, wow. But what he does That's pink insulation, about 3/4, maybe 3/4 of an inch or an inch, and extra. So without that extra that they did, the animals probably would have been in worse shape. And then what they do is they use these egg crates, and they put the heat pad inside, so it has a lot of air, and that way the animals can't go up against it and burn themselves. So definitely gave a crap, like they always do, of how they pack. And I'll just quickly show you over here. Here's the other boxes that I opened. Same thing. Oh, can you see it? There we go. Sorry, same thing. Insulation, heat packs. So it wasn't a case of they're improperly packed. They should have had this. You shouldn't ship through winter. It was 9 plus 6. I mean, the issue is the way the volume with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, all this stuff, and I've shipped up to the even the deadline through Reptile Express. I think is this week. Like tomorrow, I think is the last day, up to the 15th or 16th of the month, and they cut it off for the Christmas rush. Every single year, I've shipped multiple animals in December. First week, no issues. Just this year, COVID. There's a lot of things that have impacted our industry, our lives, everyday things. I mean, it's crazy. So, there was no carelessness in the packing or you shouldn't have shipped. And you know what? Yeah, we shouldn't have. But we've done it many, many times. Many people have. Just this year. This year's been a new experience for all of us. I just wish that, and I'm hoping FedEx can take their shipping methods for these live animals to another level. But by no means am I trying to, I'm upset. It sucks. Things happen. I understand that. But like I said in my post on Instagram, I've had hundreds and hundreds of packages. I could maybe even say 1,000 over the last 10, 12 years shipping through Reptile Express. Maybe 1,000 of packages have arrived perfectly. Some things shit happens. But I don't think the way that this was handled was proper. That's one thing that worried me the most is, what do you mean you don't know where they are? Or that they have to be in limbo between here and here on the tarmac. And like, what the hell? It flipped me out. It freaked me out. It stressed me out beyond belief. But I wouldn't have half these animals in my collection without FedEx. Being able to transport and ship. It's taken, I wouldn't have as many customers I have worldwide or animals in their collection that they can enjoy and be a part of, something I've created without FedEx. I just want things to be better. It's like anything. Everything is going to get better. This industry is going to get better. The way we do things and house animals and keep animals and breed animals are going to get better. We keep evolving. So, I mean, this industry, myself, people out there is like, if FedEx stops it, yeah, I mean, it would suck. But the thing is these live animals deserve a little better. There's got to be a way we can do, or they can do things a little bit better, especially in these times. But being that being said, I'm going to choose not to ship in December anymore. So I'm going to ship up until the last week of November. Because who knows how this is going to be next year, unless they get something more, out there that gets these animals, prioritized better, especially in this busy time of December. But I don't think the way it was packed, the weather, none of that was an issue. It's the volume and stuff that's going on with, COVID related. Everybody's ordering, no one's going, everything's online. And I'm sure they're going to adjust because they're going to have to, because I don't think they're going to want to have to, run their business the way it's going to be. Everything's going to be online. Everything. You know what? You want a car now. It's fucking going to be ordered online. It's going to be crazy. So I just want to change the way I do things, unless I see a big change in December and early January with FedEx, if they can handle all the packages and everything else, then maybe I'll decide to ship again. But like I said, I'm going to stop shipping end of November, just for my own sanity. And if people can't wait another month or so to get their animals, well, sorry, but that's how it's going to be here. But this industry has evolved and gotten to the size it has, and the way things are with a company like FedEx. So, we wouldn't be 80 or 85% of my business is shipped through FedEx or with a company like FedEx. So we need them, definitely. But they also need to do things a little differently and better. But that being said, I've had a few days to, unwind and think about things. Everybody that saw the video is basically reptile related. I don't need it getting into the hundreds of thousands where now I have to do more explaining. Like, oh my God, you shipped them in a box? Oh my God, why would they be kept in those small little drawers? I wanted to show people, especially in this industry, the new people, people that are maybe, are just trying to get into it or thinking about getting into it. There's amazing things in this hobby, but there's also bad things that happen. Defects, animals die, they can get sick. There's mites, there's people scamming people. There's so much. I mean, you can't just show all the good stuff. You got to show the bad because, I hope it doesn't, but one day, one of these bad things will happen to you. It's just inevitable. Like, people get scammed, people get sick animals, people get slugs, people get, egg-bound females. They get birth defects in babies. Some babies come out with shark mouth. Some come out with, their stomach doesn't close, or they crawl out and they die, or there's just so much. And I always said, I'm going to show the good and the bad of this hobby, and I am. But it doesn't need to escalate to hundreds of thousands of people that don't understand what we're doing or why we love what we do. They're just going to start like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Oh, this is so bad. Oh, look at all these people are doing. Poor animals. We don't need any of that crap. But I did what I did. I was freaking out. The stress I had for those few days, I can't even explain it. I was still stressed even when I got them the next day. When I came in to film, I wasn't even thinking about turning the volume on. It just, it was just so much, especially with the move and everything else. I was just, I'm not thinking. So that's why I took the day. But, enough yapping. I took it down because I don't want it, to get out into those wrong people. I don't want to be answering more questions than I am. What was done was done. Can't change it. Hopefully we can do things so that it doesn't happen in the future. And now I'm just going to show you the animals. This around. Okay, so what I ended up doing is I ended up taking them out of the incubator. They were only in there for about maybe 45 minutes, hour tops. I had a lot of people reach out. Thank you, and thank you everybody for all the love and the prayers and the support through this. It was very hard. Something I've never had to deal with. This girl here looking really good. She's alert. She's probably gonna snap. But I was told. So day one, or when I unpackaged them, I took them out of the incubator. I put them on paper. I unplugged the heat panel, so I just let them acclimate to 83, and then the next day I plugged in the heat panel so that they can have a spot at the back where this one was sitting on at like 90, 92. They told me to put a little bit of water in, because at first I just filled it up like normal, and then all of a sudden, they're saying, well, what happens if it's really lethargic and they go to drink some water and they can't pull their head out and then they're going to drown? I'm like, geez, thank you. So that's a little tip that, I've learned. I've never had to do anything like this. And, just leave them, let them acclimate slowly to the temperature, which I did. And the water was key. I mean, I would have filled it right up, to this level like I normally do. And if the snake went in and put its head in and couldn't pull itself out for some reason, now it's drowning itself. So thanks for everybody that reached out and gave me some pointers. Here's the next group. Looks like one shed. So what's good here is this pied. You know, I pick it up, it's holding its head up. Black pastel lav, doing well. So I sort of kept them in places, or sort of in tubs where they were doing much better than other animals. This one here, a little bit of a stuck shed. This one here wants to tour. This tub here. So, Enchi yellow belly clown pied. Bounced back. It was, you know, well, it was doing all right. And then here's the sunset. I mean, I'm still gonna pay more attention and see how they're doing and see how they respond. I'll feed them probably later this week. Lace clown, pastel, super lace or white lace yellow belly. But they're looking really good. And then the last two, I have the pies. So let me just put them here under over the paper. So we'll do this one first. So when I pick this one up, it's still doing all right. Let me see if I can put this down. So these ones I feel are doing much better. Even this one here. You know, they got their strength back. Their tongue flicking. These ones here, these are the ones that were a little bad. I mean, they're moving around, but what happens when I pick them up, it's almost like, I mean, it's really sad, but I mean, I hope they'll, you know, it's almost like they can't, I'm trying to do this with, so if I pick it up, it's almost like, you know, they can't hold their head up. This one here, I mean, it's just, you know, it's doing like a, I don't know what like a spider would do, which could like, and it's really sad, but you know what, I'm going to keep, you know, I'm sorry this is hard to watch a little, but, you know, I don't really have pies that act this way. I mean, even in the tub, I mean, it's, but I mean, that was the one of these were the ones that weren't even moving. They were frozen. So they're doing much better. Hopefully that'll go away. You know, this is day 3. But it's just, even when you pick them up, it's just, sorry, I can't even. So, I mean, they're alive. These ones got the worst of it. These were the coldest. So I just hope that goes away. It's like, you know, but they are living, they are moving, they are breathing, thank God, but they're just not acting like a pied should, or any, you know, animal. Ball python that doesn't have, you know, that wobble. But living, hopefully I can, you know, get them back, get them on food. But as a shocker, for me, I've never had a ball python come to me in any condition like that at all. I assumed it was dead. After I posted the video, so many people reached out and commented, "It's not dead. This has happened to me." I'm like, "Oh my God!" And to my surprise, the thing wasn't moving. I mean, it was wow. So much better after 3 days. Out of all those animals, you know, 2, as you see, aren't the greatest, but still alive. Hopefully they can bounce out of it. I'm not really sure, but I'm just thankful the rest of the animals, after all your guys' help and guidance, and the way they're set up now. Now they've been on heat for a day, or they have that option to thermoregulate to the heat and come to the front with water, and much better. I expected the worst for all the animals. So when I come in now and see this, big weight's off my shoulder. I am stressed out still. I'm still angry, but nothing we can do about the past. It's what we got to do about the future. And I can do things like not ship in December. Cut off at the end of November. That'll help, and hopefully, look where we've come so far in 10 years or 12 years or however long FedEx has been shipping live animals. It's gotten better and better every year, and I hope it, and I'm sure it will continue to get better every year. With the amount of people in this industry and the way it's growing, I think they'll probably look into it. The number of animals being shipped, live animals, maybe a different way that they do it. It'd be great for us, great for the animals, even great for them, because there'll be more and more business coming their way. But don't think I'm upset. I didn't take it down because I was threatened or, I put it out there because, like I said, I shoot and I film live. No editing, whether you like it or not, whether I screw up, which I do quite a bit. I mispronounce people's names or I say things, the wrong genes. Oh, well, I'm a human. I make mistakes, but that's one thing. It's me. I act the same way on the camera as I do off the camera. And it's just when we filmed it, that was real, no editing. I can't even explain, during that time what I was thinking. All these things were going in my head. How do I do this? Oh my God, this is crazy. I thought they were dead. And, I was always obviously thinking the worst. But I put it out there. I showed everybody that follows me or is on here, they see that this can happen to anybody. Small breeder, big breeder. Things happen, whether we like it or not. Some things we have no control over. But I think I made my point. I showed people. No one else needs to see it. We all know what we saw. I'm not the only person it's happened to. And there's also, people shipping in like Texas and other, other states that are really hot. I think Arizona, sometimes they get in the hundreds, 100 degrees, Well, you know what? We ship an animal, it stays on the truck or something like that. Guess what? That animal gets, dies because of too much heat. So we really got to watch how we do things, whether it's too cold, whether it's too hot, etc., etc. That's why, I take a lot of the instructions and the recommendations from Reptile Express when they say, hey, you know what? I don't think you should ship this week because of this, or if you do this, or don't put a heat pack in, do 2 heat packs, or I would ship on this day instead. And I follow that. Even another thing too is I know a lot of the problems I've ever had or I've ever seen with, courier companies, it's driver error. They either they get there too late, they don't deliver it on time, they leave it overnight in their truck because they didn't get there. It's their first call in the morning. That's another thing I'm going to try to do and probably, put my foot down and say I'm only going to ship hub to hub. That way, it just eliminates other error that could possibly happen. So, I've got to be a little bit responsible as well for these animals and how they get there, and not just put them in a box and ship them and just hope for the best. I can't do that. So, if you can't go and pick up your animal to give it its best shipping experience, where we cut out a lot of the risk factors, if you can't have time to go to a hub and pick it up, then you're probably not going to get an animal from me, unless it's a perfect condition. I might be, putting my foot down a little hard here, but at the same time too, I do not want anybody to feel or go through or experience what I did. It's just not worth it. You know what? It isn't. If you can't drive 2-3 hours, or 2 hours there, or an hour there and an hour back, or however long it takes you to get to the nearest hub to pick up your living animal that you're going to love and hold and have a part of your collection or your breeding program or whatever, you know, for the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, whatever your situation, then just order from someone else. I just end it here. I just don't want to get into a million other things. You know, but I'm glad I took the day off yesterday. I needed it. It's you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna post this video right now at 25 minutes. So I'll cut it off. I'll upload it from my cell phone. You know, no fancy sound in the background, or no Reptile Express logo in the front, because I don't have the chance to edit it here. And I figured I might as well put this out now. Everybody's been asking for it. I was going to put it out yesterday. I actually had one Saturday, like I said, sort of keep you guys hanging in there. I know you guys are all worried and wondering what's happening, and I didn't mean to leave it this long. So I screwed up. I posted it on Saturday with no sound like an idiot. And then yesterday I came and I didn't have my thing, and I'm just like, you know what? There's a reason. I just need a break. So that's that. You know, thanks for, like I said, all your love, prayers, your thoughts, and your support. You know, like it or not, man, we need these courier companies to keep elevating this business and hobby of ours, so that we can, you know, get animals to and from. And I just hope that, and I know that, I mean, it gets better all the time. They evolve, we evolve. I don't want anybody to go through this. I never want to go through this again. But at least now, if it ever does happen for any reason whatsoever, at least now with you know, learning this, I know what to do and how to prepare for it. I did not think, you know, those pieds were even going to be moving the way they are. Hopefully that goes away. I'm not sure, but I definitely will keep you updated. And once again, thank you, everybody. And sorry this took so long. My screw up. My brain hasn't been, you know, thinking the way it has, and forgetting stuff. And how do I forget? How do I do a video that and not even, you know, it's weird, but it happened, and this is it. So hope everyone's having a, you know, good day. Hope they had a great weekend. And like I said, I'll say it again. Thank you, everybody. And you know, that's that. See you next video.